and I was doing a few other things as well.
Okay.
Even the hash, he highlighted it as depreciated. So.
Oh. Yeah, a few things. Yeah.
The word you think, oh, I've discovered something.
yeah.
You find out.
Really exploring.
Yeah, so that's it really.
Okay, that's all right. Anyone else with a problem they'd like to share? Okay, and yeah, the form, Mr. Nyirenda, you can send the attendance form, and also a reminder about the GitHubs. Those who don't have GitHub, please create GitHubs, and let me know if you guys would like, some of you might like maybe a demonstration of how to go about GitHub, creating a repository, putting some code in it, uploading, pushing the code, whatever. Is that something you would like? You might indicate in the chat or something like that. Or you are good with GitHub. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I was thinking maybe you can go through the GitHub just to show us the overview about the GitHub, and then we'll continue from there with our own research, but just an overview.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine. So, I think, yeah, it's really short. Maybe I'll see the time we have today, or we can do it tomorrow. Let's see. Okay, so for now, let me just get into the issue about command line and manipulating your projects from the command line. So let me share my screen. All right. Okay, I think you can see my screen now. All right. So, what should we do? Let's pick up our users project and see what we can learn from there. To return. Okay. Zoom in. Okay, so until now we have just been calling the functions or our canister from like Candid UI, the actual front end, and that was all. But you can actually call the functions of your canister from the command line, be it the front end canister or even the back end canister. But in most cases, you usually be calling the back end canister, testing your functions. Because there are some cases where you really just want to test from the command line, right? I find myself doing that more often than I actually think. Trying to test a lot of stuff, you see that the command line can actually be fast on some cases, and some scenarios are just better tested in the command line. So one thing you need to understand about like how the canisters works is that each canister have a controller, right? Like a controller for a canister is the person or the principal that deployed that canister, right? And a canister can have more than one controller, and you have multiple controllers. Controllers are people who are able to update the code for the canister, right? So not everyone. So if you deploy your canister here and you just give me your canister ID and I try to update it with my own other code, it won't allow me unless you actually add my principal as a controller to the canister, right? So I think some of you might have already kind of faced that problems and couldn't understand it, and maybe some stopped the DFX, started up again, and everything was fixed. And if you haven't, it's something we are just going to go through so you can learn something. So like I said, canister can have multiple controllers, like identities, right? So as you might have seen, like we created an identity in the browser, right? We can create an identity in the browser and like log in applications. We can also create identities in the command line. You can create as many identities as you want in the command line, and you can also generate the key phrases in the command line as well. And your identity in your command line is also as good as the identity you created in the browser, right? So to manage your identities, really, what let's say you want to view all the identities that you have, you can do dfx identity list, and wow, and see all the identities that you have. So myself, I have these identities 1, 2, 3, and these test identities, right? Show some of you, and this the one with the star is the one I'm like using right now, and it have its own principal. Like as you might have noticed, each identity is associated with its own principal, and the principal is what, like let's say when you add a controller, is what is attached to the canister. So if you'd like to create a new identity, you can just do dfx identity new, then you write the name of the identity. Let me just do this demo. There it is. And now I have my new identity. And if I wanted to use this one, I just do dfx identity use, and then use demo. Then now I'm using the demo, right? So let me try to deploy. Let me deploy my canister here in the local dfx deploy. there's some people we are waiting to join. Okay, go ahead, Mr. William.
Well, the form is ready in the chat box, and the magic number is ready too. Kindly fill in the form. Thank you.
Okay. Right, and yeah, let me deploy my canister. Right. So now my canister is deployed. So let's see. Let me change identity. FX identity use. Let me use that first ID. Right. Now let me alter this code here. Let me remove the get all users function. Let's try to deploy FX. Okay, it's fine. Let's see. Yeah. Injected code, canister error. Only controllers of the canister or whatever can update the code, right? So let's say this is your canister and you have kind of mixed up your identities and now you don't know, like, so which identity did I use to deploy these canisters? Say you have a number of canisters, a number of identities, right? So what you will need to do is to like get the information about the canister. So there is information that is public to everyone. Canister info, the controllers of the canister. The controllers of the canister and like the canister hash module is public to everyone. So what you can do to get that information and like see the controllers for that canister is to use this command dfx and the canister info users and as you can see controllers. These are the people who can modify this canister, right? We have this canister ID, this principal ID. So this canister ID is the wallet canister ID. It's automatically rendered as it is automatically set as a controller of the canister. So yeah, I can actually see my, if you remember in the morning, I can see my wallet canister by wallet address. Wallet. Da-da-da. Oh, it's different because this is not the identity I used. So if I was, this is the wallet identity for the demo identity. So anyway, yeah. And this is the principal for the demo identity. So if I would like to check, like, so which one is my, which identity did I use? I can just switch to all my identities and just do like FX identity. So now this will be my principal. They will be able to see like is it the one that is the controller here. So it's confusing. I'm laying it out, but when you get like the hang of it, it's just manipulating identities, changing identity, calling the info and seeing the principles. And then so say I do info, I saw this one, somehow I figured that it's my demo identity. I can then do TFX identity use demo. Now I'm using demo. Now with the demo, I can now deploy. Don't give me an error. So let's say I actually want the other identity to be able to make calls to this canister, right? Like to be able to upgrade this canister and to be able to control it. What you can do is to add that principal as a controller to the canister. So only the controller of canister can add other principals as controllers. So let me do like TFX identity. Let me use the first ID so I can grab the ID. This is the ID, the principal for my ID, right? So now yeah, use demo. Right. So now I would like to update to add this principal as a controller, to add the first identity as the controller. So I will do FX identity identity update settings. No, it's not identity. FX canister. It's settings. And then you put the flag add controller. Add the controller, and then you put in the controller you want to add to your canister. Right, and then you put the name of the canister. The name of the canister is users backend. And then I do this. Now, added as a controller, user backend. This is my yeah, the identity for the principal ID for the use for that first ID. And then let me do canister info canister. User backend. So you can see now have the principal for demo, then the principal for my first ID. So now we have three controllers, including the wallet. So yeah, that's the public information. But when you want to know more information about your canister, like to know, like we were talking about adding cycles to a canister, so you would definitely need to know like the balance of the canister, and more information about the canisters, right? More comprehensive information. So there is a function for that. There is a command for that. It's status. So info is for showing like this basic information for the canister, the controllers, and the module hash. And then for more information about the canister, that is only available to the controllers, you go with status. So it's EFX canister status, and I can call it. So you can see there's now a lot more information. Now we have the controller, we have the status for the canister. The canister is running. If it's stopped or if it's stopping, you will see it here. You can see the controllers, memory allocation, computer allocation, freezing threshold, memory size, balance, the cycles. Yeah, you can see like by default, the canister is deployed with like 3 trillion cycles. The module hash, number of queries, what, all this other information about for the canister. So you can do this and see that, oh, like it's running out of cycles. So to add the cycles, what you need to do is call this, run this command dfx wallet. Okay, yeah, this one. Yeah, so you do dfx wallet send. So this is the command, like, which was being asked in the morning, like how do we send what. So you do dfx wallet send, and then the canister you want to send to. So this can be your project's canister. This can be another user's wallet, a cycles wallet. And then here is the amount of trillion cycles you are sending. So these zeros are literally trillion zeros, like 3, 6, 9, 12, right? So let's say this canister have 3 trillion cycles, right? And for some reason we decide to add more cycles to it to top it up. So what's the canister ID? Okay, it's this one. Yeah, it's the same as this one. So let me add 1 cycle, 1 trillion cycle. Yeah, status again. Now we have 4.0 something trillion cycles. So yeah, easy as that. Topping up your canister or sending someone, you just do this. They give you their wallet address, usually the mainnet one. And with these commands, when you're dealing with the mainnet, you'll just be having like the network IC flag on all your calls. Yeah, you can top it even more. Let's give it 5 trillion cycles for there. Now we are on 9 cycles. So yeah, that's it. We covered adding to adding a controller. So if you want, for some reason, you added someone and you want to remove them, what you just needed to do is change here from controller to remove controller. Right. So you see here we have the controller starting from here, and then we just removed it. Let's see. It's gone. Right. So you might be asking, what happens if all the controllers are gone? In that case now, it's like a real conscious decision you have to actually do, because I mean, this is Web3 smart contracts. Data in most cases, in some cases, need to be immutable, right? Like once the code has been deployed, it won't be updated again. You might have a unique use case for that, is what is like common in most smart contracts, right? On Ethereum, wherever smart contracts are immutable. So you can also achieve here the same on the internet computer. So by default, on the internet computer, smart contracts are not are mutable, right? So like because of the way they are created, like the canisters are really about state and code, storing a lot of state. So it makes more sense to have them to have the canisters as immutable. But if you have some really unique smart contract logic of your own, and you don't want it, you want the code to be completely immutable, you can remove all the controllers. And in that case, it's called black holing a canister. And it's usually done in cases of like token canisters, like the IC RC1 token standard on the IC. When you get to a stage where like you have done the distribution, the allocations of the liquidity and everything, and you just want the token to just go on its own and like be completely managed by the DAO or whatever, in that case, you can remove all the controllers and literally no one will be able to update the code. So yeah, good to have that in mind. What else did I wanted to cover? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the very first thing I started talking about, I didn't do it. I didn't cover it. Like we can call our canister functions from command line. Let's talk about it. I didn't demonstrate it. So if you want to call the functions for a canister, the command is gfx canister call. So here you can put the name of the canister or the info of the canister. So the name of the canister works if it's like your project and you have the DFX JSON with the actual name here, and everything is you have everything. You can use the name and it will work. But for the case where you want to call like someone's canister somewhere and it's just have the canister ID, in that case, you just use the actual canister ID here, and then call the function that you want, and if it has parameters like, let's say, delete user, right? Anyway, before we do this, let's create an actual user. So I'm calling this from the, I'm calling the create from the browser because, I mean, if I look at this, the parameters for create, the user or whatever, it's just quite a lot to try to, you can literally do it. You can pass in the arguments, all the arguments for a function, you can pass them from the command line, but it's just kind of unnecessarily complex for now. So you can just, let's just create the user and then we can call the functions with simple parameters. Okay, so we created our user with this principal. Another one. Another one. Okay. So let's grab the principal. Let's try to call a function to get a user. If it's name, get user. Get user, and then pass in the, this is the principal for user we just created, and there we go. This is the user. Net, what? This is just a user, just as you would get if you call get user here. Same stuff. And yeah, let's try to see to call get all users. So the get all users. Oh, what happened? Oh, yeah, this is the function I had commented out and then deployed it to demonstrate. So let me again. So now let's go to users. Okay. So we just added, we had added 2 users, right? So now we have them here. Record 1, record 2. Yeah, so that's how you call your canister functions from the command line. You canister call the name of the canister or principal. Yeah, let me just do that right here. Principal. The canister ID, I mean. And works. Yeah. So you do dfx canister call principal ID, canister ID or name of the canister if it's yours in your project, and then the name of the function, the parameters, input parameters for the function. Yeah, I think that's it. So this is not all of it. There's really a bunch of stuff you can do from the command line, messing around with the canisters and what's not. So there's another thing I would like to show you, like when we're doing the update canister settings, add controller, remove controller, whatever. This is made possible by what is called the IC management canister, right? IC management canister. So it's a Rust canister implementation. Where is it? It's built in Rust. It's not an actual canister, right? But it's like an interface that wraps the internet computer, which you can interface it. So yeah, there are some of you would like to kind of dig deeper and really understand how the stuff is working. Let me try to show you that. Let's see. Yeah, so you can find it on the Rust crates. It's built in Rust, and so these are the modules it have, like the interfaces it exposes. So like the Bitcoin integration is also in the IC management canister. These are the functions you can call from the IC management canister. Bitcoin get balance, whatever. The ECDSA, like one of the first kind of discussion we had last time, like what are the algorithms that are used like on the IC for whatever. So this is the ECDSA, electric curve digital signature algorithm, right? You can actually kind of test this this signature in your in some project. There are some like literal examples on Dfinity. It help Dfinity examples. Examples. My network is acting funny. Yeah, with me. So let's see on the Motoko examples. Yeah, so Bitcoin, there is ECDSA. Where is it? Right, threshold ECDSA. So if you really want to poke around and understand this stuff, you can come here and play around with this example and get to literally understand the ins and out of this stuff. And yeah, HTTP request, the main one is the one with the functions we are calling like canister information, canister status, delete canister deposit cycles, install code, start canister, and everything. Update settings is all possible with this okay, with this IC management canister. So yeah, to the nerds who really want to get into the deep, this is cool stuff to get into. Yeah, I think that's all for today. If there are more questions before we wrap this up, it's time. I'll stop sharing my screen now. Yes, go ahead, Kelly.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about the course that you've been making for DFS. Where can I get more information about that? And I mean, to make the course, like if I want to maybe call it a DFX or something, How do I
Or
go
like
about
where,
it?
like
Where
where to
can I
get the
get
command
more information?
about the commands, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen again. So so you can actually type. So you can go to the documentation, right? Like the internet computer website, internet computer website, and forgive me. Go and develop. Build. Developer tools. Sure, I'm at the right place. Internet. Okay, developer tools and then command line. Right, command line. And there, here you will see everything that you need. DFX, Bootstrap, build, canister. You just say you want to know about canister or the commands, like to call the canisters. You click here, and yeah, it will show you all this. What you can do with the DFX canister, call, create, whatever, information, status, and install code. Yeah, so you just come to this documentation on.
But does it have the other ones that you're saying, GFX, core principle, whatnot? Is it also there?
Yeah, it's all here. So yeah, I just selected on canister. You can come here on deploy, and you can see all the commands that are available on deploy, like putting the network, playground. You can come on what identity. You can see all the commands that are available on the identity. So this will be DFX identity, deploy wallet, get principal, all this. You can come on ledger and see all the commands available on ledger. So yeah,
Okay,
this will be
thank
quite
you.
helpful. Okay. And also literally just search FX commands browser. And it will get you. This is like the first result you will get. You can also come to the internet computer website and on the main page itself. And let's see what's happening. Let's ask AI FX commands. Let's see if it will direct us to some resources. Yeah, and yeah, you try to pick these resources and hopefully it will direct you to actual documentation there. But just navigate through the documentation or just come here and search what you want. AI didn't help you, you can search and you'll be good. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Derek,
Yeah, I have
quiet.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Mine is just I think it's on a debugging issue. I was trying to in line with the homeworks. Apparently, I've been working on the homework 2 and the 3, but then I think there's just one line of code that is confusing me. I've tried over the weekend, but it's not just, it's just always on the same error. So I thought maybe I can share my screen and then you can help me out.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So
So the one you're sharing is about which homework?
this is the homework 2.
Okay.
Homework 2. Yeah. So I think the error is on line. This is what I mean. Homework 3. Yeah, I think there should be homework 2. Okay, so the error is on line 13, I think. Yeah, 14. Yeah. Just on
What
that.
is it saying?
Apparently when I try to deploy this, it tells
Yeah,
me
I saw the problem right away. The way you are writing your functions
Okay.
is not the right way. You're using the interface like description format.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the function should be like, let's say for add homework, it should be like public shared func add homework and then with the parameter homework. So you just need to go through all your functions and like write them in the right format, and I'm sure you'll be good. Let's see why you, let me have a look at the actual homeworks. Just a second.
And then for the homeworks, is there a need for us to incorporate the front end, or we can just be continuing with the back end?
No. The homeworks just literally just do the
back end part.
The backend, that functionality only. Yeah. What you can do to have like the front end is for your unique project you need to create before the hackathon, like your unique implementation, right? So
Okay.
yeah, so let me see homework 3 project.
What's
Okay,
the deadline? What's the deadline for the personal?
Okay, so for the personal, is the deadline is like before the hackathon. Everyone should submit like their unique canisters before the hackathon. So if you feel like you can actually start working on it, it's fine. The homeworks are not really that important. They are really just to get you to be comfortable to actually build something, right? For good practice. And yeah, so if you do the homeworks and you feel like you actually build something and you're now comfortable, just jump on to your own unique implementation, right? So the homeworks will really help you, because as you do the homework, you will see how to do this and that, and then you can refer to that as you are working on your own unique canister. So yeah, as soon as you feel like you're comfortable to build something on your own, start
And,
on the
and the hackathon is this weekend, right? Is it?
yeah the
It's
hackathon is starting
nice.
on 18.
It's next week.
Yeah, when is 18? Let me check the date.
Today's 11, so it's next week. I think it'll be Monday or so.
Yeah. Monday next week. Yeah.
It's not.
So
The time is so small.
yeah. So yeah, even a simple implementation, but maybe try to make it full stack. But if you see like you don't really have the time to make it full stack, like to incorporate it with the front end, just a back end is okay as well. And I just make sure you have it on GitHub nicely in its own repository so that you can easily submit it. Just the URL to your code repository.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the homeworks are not really that compulsory. They're just for you to practice so that you are able to build something on your own. And then yeah.
It does help though.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask. I think he did show the connection with the front end.
Yeah.
You might, if you don't mind, to do a refresher on that.
Okay.
On both JavaScript
and TypeScript.
No, not TypeScript and React.
And React.
And React, yes.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Tomorrow, guys, I don't know, confident we'll be able to hold. Tomorrow morning, I'll be traveling. We can have the session in the evening, but I will prepare like the implementation and just send the link. And then in the evening, we can go over it. Like the time for the morning session, I won't be available, but in the evening, yeah. So tomorrow, I will prepare that and yeah, a refresher. We go through it, how to go it in JavaScript and not TypeScript. Yeah. And remember, there's something that was, and then to go through about the GitHubs as well, like the process about the GitHubs to those who are new to, who are not comfortable enough with GitHub yet. So yeah, tomorrow, let's do that tomorrow. Tomorrow in the morning, I will speak to Confidence if he's available. Maybe we have the morning session with you, but myself, I won't be available.
Okay.
We'll communicate in the group.
Mr. Frederick will take over.
Yes, he'll take over.
But please don't forget to post the videos. I think we are now missing a few. We are now missing a few videos.
Exactly. They are like logging now. Sorry for that. Just kind of overwhelmed some stuff, but yeah. This evening I will try to post all the videos so that you can catch up in their order as you suggested in that message you send in the group. We'll do it like that.
That will be appreciated.
Sure. Okay. So thank you guys. Have a good evening. Let's catch up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good evening. Bye.
Bye.